Welcome back to another episode of How You Feel and What Is Real. Today we have Portia. Don't make me have what they say. Don't make me have to call Portia.
It's been so long. I feel like it's been so long since I've been back here.
Yeah, you know, niggas they commit, then they.
I'm not in the mood today. I'm not in the mood today.
You know, other things come up. Things come up.
That's why I can't hear you because you're talking shit.
But I'm glad to have you back. How's life been treating you?
Shady bitch. I learned not to say that I'm tired. So what I will say is tiredness has been passing through me a lot lately.
Okay.
Life has been dragging me up and down Vine Street by my motherfucking dog.
Okay.
That's how life has been.
Okay. By the dog.
But I'm here. Dear God, I survived. He said, I may be black, I may be ugly, but I'm here. Dear God, I survived.
Oh shit. It's nice to have you back. Today we're gonna be speaking on Land of Delusion, Living in the Matrix. I wanted to start it out with just saying that it can be as deep as you want it to be with this topic.
Connected to your beard.
Motherfucking speech might be just patchy as this motherfucker is. It can be. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Damn.
This shit could be. So I don't do shows with niggas, man.
Connected to that side right there.
Nah. That's why you see how I always give you that chair, nigga. Shit, it's coming in.
I'm
So
screaming.
they can see your good side too. Goofy motherfucker.
I'm getting big. I don't even have a good side on that shit.
Both sides. What they say? Your mama's so big, she on both sides of the family.
This shit is getting crazy. Go ahead. Let me not be distracted.
But yeah, Land of Delusion, Living in the Matrix. I think a lot of people have assimilated into like exactly what they want you to do. And it's so easy to do because they've quite literally put it into every aspect of your life. Even down to schooling. Like when you break it down, schooling is almost a very close resemblance to prison. Very dimly lit.
It was created for the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
So, you know, everything was about learning how to do what you told at the ding of the bell. And you get 30 minutes to eat. Hurry up. Line up. You need permission to go to the bathroom. Raise your hand if you want to speak. But more so teaching them how to be in one place for a certain amount of time. Literally just to do work.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that do make a lot of sense, because you're right. Especially if you one of them niggas that wore the helmets, you was in that motherfucking space all day.
All day long.
You went to prom in the same room.
Yep. Shut up! Lunch. They brought your lunch to the room. I remember that. If you was in them classes with like 8 to 9 people, I remember that. Cause why the fuck they get to eat lunch in here and be chilling because they don't know how to act?
Yeah. Gym in there, all kind of shit. Like, yeah. But they make it seem as if this shit is like normal. And I'm rereading Psychology of Money, and it's really just blowing my mind. And it's almost giving me a bit of freedom that I've already had, I just didn't see.
You rereading it?
Rereading it.
So it's different the second time?
Yeah, because I think I'm different. You know, just reading it from a different lens, a different perspective. Yeah. And it's really making me appreciate the small things that I have, because they don't speak to statistics or percentages and shit like that.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that I've taken so far from reading is that the true measure of wealth is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
And that's why when people ask me if I want to be rich, I say I want to be financially free, because there's a difference.
Literally. And sometimes even on this topic of this matrix shit, you'll tell yourself over and over, I want to be rich.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does rich look like to you? Because this niggas that's making $250,000 a year, but the expenses total up to $220,000.
Oh my God.
So but it's niggas that's making $50,000 a year, and their expenses total up to $20,000. So them niggas got the same amount of money essentially.
Yeah.
They're able to save the amount of money. They got the same freedom. Now, don't be wrong. The other niggas' expenses might look a bit different. He might drive a better car, might live in a bigger house, but ultimately they can save the same amount of money every year.
And I just had that conversation with my mom too, because from being so stressed out from work, I'm like, I'm ready to leave, and if I have to take a pay cut, I will. And even at the expense of the pay cut, it's almost like, is it really a pay cut? Because I feel like I be feeling like I make more money and I feel it, but also after they done taking all my taxes and I'm done doing everything I need to do, I feel like I'm still making $18 an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still feel like it's 2020. Like, and she was like, well, that's because you never change what you spend your money on. You know what I'm saying? But, and what you're spending your money on, the prices of those things is probably going up. For instance, no matter what, I buy the same juices. That juice done went from $1.69 to $2.69 to $3.69. So it's like, you steady doing that. And it's like, even though it might not be specifically what I'm spending on, it just made me think about my spending habits in general. Because the more you make, the more you spend.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that is a me thing, but also $500 in taxes every 2 weeks feel like fucking highway robbery.
Yeah.
It feel like highway robbery, and it's like, at one point in time, I feel like I found that glitch in the matrix, because I went from making $18 to $20 to $25 in less than 6 months. That was the first time I ever looked at the timeline jumping situation. Like when people talk about like timeline jumping, how you go from one thing to just what feels like having almost everything. Like, damn, how I get it? Felt like it just felt like it was instant. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with how you look at shit in the moment. Because being stuck right now, or what feels like being stuck right now, and making what I'm making right now, I feel like, damn, they taking those taxes, I'm not making money. I feel like when I get into that mindset, fuck it, I'm gonna figure it out. Just be happy and do me. That's when I start.
You start to flow.
That's when that timeline start jumping again. That's when you're able to move. Like, you know how they say money don't like stress,
Yeah.
money don't like sadness, money don't like. I believe all of that.
Yeah.
I believe that's the best way. The best way to get out that matrix is your mindset. Like, they never lied when they said that.
No, facts. And it's because, like you said, when you in your flow state, when you not.
That's what it's called. Yes, that's the word I was looking
When
for.
you're not like shit just happening, and it's crazy because I'm doing a practice now. It's like 60 days. So for the first 14 days, I write down. So I sit down for 10 minutes. I was sitting down for 10 minutes. And I was, no music, no nothing, just me, a piece of paper, and a crackhead lighter. And I would write down and ask myself, as I was taking breaths, what programming is mine that I would do? Basically, what have I been programmed that is really not mine? What programming am I exhibiting that's ultimately not mine?
Okay.
And it was like, money doesn't grow on trees because it literally is paper.
Yeah.
What's another one? Procrastination, anxiety. Like, what are all these things that you've learned that is normal, that's not normal?
Normal, yeah.
The harder you work, the more you make. It's just quite literally some, like, what if that was the case? The niggas at the bottom had the most bread.
That's a fact.
All these things that I'm unlearning, that I've learned, that's been programmed into me, and that you just think. So it's like, after though, and then I'm at the phase now where it's like I'm breathing in for 5.5 seconds and breathing out for 5.5 seconds for 5 minutes every morning. So I do that for 15 days. I forgot the next stage, but essentially it's like, taking 5 to 10% of your income and putting it in an envelope, because that's overflow. Because you say your cup is overflowing, but you're steadily using every bit of your finances to get by. So how can your cup be overflowing and you using everything?
Yeah.
If you put a cup in a sink and you let it run till it's overflowing, that water that's coming out of it, you don't use it.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You don't use it, so your cup is overflowing.
Because you're not essentially doing the right things with your cups.
Yeah, but your cup is, you say your cup is overflowing, but what you exuding in real life isn't that. Yeah. So you're not lazy, or you're not procrastination, or you don't have the time. You just genuinely really think subconsciously, I don't deserve better.
Yeah.
I meant to work a job for the rest of my life. And that your subconscious, people don't understand, it comes out.
Everything.
In your conscious every goddamn day. When you hear bills, you get anxious, but that's
child.
But that's what you've known to be.
Yeah.
When your mom or your dad or your grandma talked about bills, it was like, oh my God. And it's like, they've been talking about this shit since I was since I was young as hell.
Yeah.
So now it's like, this just is programmed into me. And so niggas really be living in a matrix that they haven't even necessarily created themselves.
That's that's the worst.
What?
You create, like they say your mind is a prison, but to be living in somebody else's prison, like a prison that you didn't even create for yourself, that's dangerous.
Yeah, you look up and you're like, I don't even, who are these niggas? Like, and you just have to just steadily unlearn that. And it's like,
I feel like I always have to remind myself about free will.
Oh my.
Like the free, once I landed on the free will side of TikTok, that was bliss. Like,
yeah.
Like, cause those constant reminders, it's like, damn, like, that's what made me start thinking about leaving Wingstop. Like, I gotta go. I literally was sitting at lunch with Shati and Naya, and baby, I was one lemon drop and just one, all it took was one. I just was like, yeah, I'm leaving Wingstop.
Yeah, you don't even
like,
need
I
much.
thought
you at the edge, you just need it.
I thought I wanted this. Yeah, like I thought I wanted this. I thought I wanted to do this. But this is not, like, the amount of stress and the amount of anxiety that they put onto you is like, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Like, I already have my own anxiety. I already have my own stress. Like, I'm in here 45 hours a week, minimum. Managing all these people, all this stuff, and then it's like they require so much from you. They want you to work on the business. They want you to know the numbers and work on the numbers. But then they got you working in the business, bitch. I'm on the line tossing chicken with my crew members. Like, how the fuck I'ma be? So it was just like all those things started coming to my mind. Like, I don't need none of that shit.
Literally.
I don't need none of that shit. And it's like the amount of money that I take home every 2 weeks, I've seen that money in entrepreneurship. When I was doing nails, or even when I was Instacart and DoorDash, I was like, it's no way I'm letting y'all stress me out when I can make some money. Now, I'm not about to go back to Instacart and DoorDash, that's not what I want either. But the fact is, I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? It's not unattainable. Yeah, so it's like, it's just that free will. Like, I think I'm gonna exercise my free will and start looking for a new job. Like,
but I
think I'm gonna get the fuck on.
And a lot of people, they be so eager to get in management. Me, I don't give a damn about being in management. Only because I understand that once my job is done, I get to go home.
And honestly, that is the biggest thing I miss. It don't turn off. It don't stop.
Because your job is mental. When you get home, you might have to answer the phone. When you get home, you might have to answer the phone and you got this and that going on. And it's like, you at work, you might say you only work a minimum 45 hours a week. You at work all day, every day.
All day.
You are on call, quite literally. And you know what that does? I feel like it almost does. And I'm not a mom. I'm not nothing like that. But it was getting explained to me one day by a young lady. And she was talking about postpartum and how it affects your sleep, because a lot of niggas be thinking like, oh, well, postpartum is over when the child can sleep through the night. It's like, but you still
postpartum continues.
It's like, but you still anxious about your baby.
Yeah.
You still anxious about, like, what if she rolls over and sleeps on her bed, like.
Y'all don't see the videos where they go, that baby be knocked out in the crib, we like this under the nostrils, checking to see every minute. When Nova was sleeping through the night, oh God, every hour, every time I was waking up, feeling her back, I'll put my hand on her back to make sure, like.
Because but it's like when they finally get to the age of like 7, and you know, like, okay, you can breathe, but for like the last 7 years, you haven't gotten a good night's of rest.
The worries just change. They don't stop.
Yeah.
You first is worried about them sleeping through the SID stage. You worry about them falling off the bed in the middle of the night when they start sleeping by themselves. Then you get the bars on the bed. Then you worry about, now that they sleeping by themselves, did I put enough locks and shit on the windows to make sure nobody don't come in the middle of the night and try to take my baby?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? It don't stop. Now my baby, she old enough by herself, but did she piss on herself in the middle of the night? Because now she's being pot trained. They gotta make sure she ain't sleeping in the bed of piss and get a rash overnight. Right? The worries don't stop, they just change.
One thing I told myself, and it sounds a bit heartless, I'm gonna be okay.
That's not heartless.
I've been
heartless.
through enough of life to know that, like you said, tiredness is passing through me.
Yeah.
Sadness is passing through me. Grief is passing through me. I'm gonna be okay. But I am emotionally aware and emotionally intelligent enough to understand that shit passes. And I'm not gonna like make crazy decisions or act upon them. Like I was telling
In that
you,
moment.
you know how I got the call and I just need time to think.
That's a strength though, because not a lot of people, like even at 32, I still have to have other people remind me.
Yeah.
This is gonna pass. Sometimes I have to sit and think like, damn, like just think about how God and the universe has shown up for you time and time again, where you think you're not gonna be okay. You might have suffered a little bit, but you always turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
Like everything always turned out to be okay. And I think a little bit of free will plus that conversation that I had with myself is what prompted me to be like I wake up every day now. Like any day could be the day I just walk in the inside and just put my motherfucking keys on the table and just be like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all have a nice day.
And you understand that above all, like, you ain't never went through some shit and not came out on the other side.
That's
like,
a fact.
And it's like, you'll be okay. Ultimately, even when I was talking to my friend about like you asking for certain things and he just give you opportunities to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I'm asking, like she had got stopped by a lady that was having paintings and drawings and shit like that, and she, like kind of like getting stopped in the middle of the store by the Spectrum people,
Okay.
and she was like, hey, I'm selling these paintings, and it was literally, I guess, like a little small canvas. I'm selling these paintings, would you like to buy a paint? And I guess she gave her some bread, and the lady was like, no, just pick one out, whichever one you like the best. And I asked her, and someone was telling me, have you been asking God for the strength to say no? And she was like, I have. And I was like, that was your opportunity. That was your opportunity to say no. Hey, I gave you a couple of dollars, I'm not interested, and walk the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when you ask for, God, I need room.
I stopped asking for strength. I learned that a long time ago, baby.
Boy,
I stopped asking for strength.
He gonna give it to you.
I stopped asking
I'm
for
hungry,
strength.
God. You look up, you got
I stopped asking
you
for
got one of them.
patience. I stopped asking for everything, baby.
Perhaps not.
Thank you, God, for the trials and tribulations that you have given me. I'll be all right on the next go round. Thank you.
Because you asking for food, it's like, God, I just want to eat. I'm so hungry. And now you got this perhaps not a rack of ribs.
Gluttonous as fuck.
You got all this shit on
Gluttonous
your plate.
as fuck. Gluttonous.
And it's like, God, just give me, and it's like you got to be mindful, because the only thing that the universe knows is yes.
Yeah. Or what you tell it.
What you tell it over and over and over.
That is so scary. Like, you don't understand how I will sit and something will be going on with my body, and I will convince myself that it's something bad. Like, oh God, something bad. And I'll keep telling myself that over and over, and then I'll be like, stop doing that before you manifest that. And then I'll worry more because of how much I manifested it. And like, it's just like a never-ending cycle. You really have to have a mental strength to get past those type of mental warfare. Because I feel like that's a warfare. That's like a never-ending cycle of a warfare.
And that's why opportunities for strength in war is made in peace. Because people don't do the daily shit every day. Like me getting up at 3:30 yesterday, getting off at 4:35, still finding strength to go to the gym. And my job is very strenuous. I am I'm a touch free.
3:30 in the morning, and you didn't get out till 4 p.m.
And I didn't get off till 4 p.m. 4:30 to be exact. I got there, unloaded, got done my paperwork around 4:35, and I got my daughter, took her to the house, and I went to the gym. But I told myself I was going to show up for myself. And sometimes you be like, I ain't got it. Oh my God, I'm tired. And it's like, I told myself I was going to meditate when I get out the shower. I'm going to just do it later. And it's like, no.
Later might not come.
It's right now. You said you was going to do this.
And that's a strength that I have not found yet. God, I'm not asking for that strength. I'm just saying. That is a strength I haven't found because just like the situation when we gaining so much weight, it's like, damn, I gained so much weight. And I tell myself, like, all right, I'm going to wake up a little bit earlier than I'm supposed to. And I'm going to go work out. But the problem with that is I get to work, I'll sit down and I'll hit one of these and I'll damn near shut my eyes. So for me, it's like that extra hour of sleep in the morning be feeling more important than that gym workout because all I could think about when I try to get up early is how I'm gonna be at that desk. You get what I'm saying? Like that's hard. That takes a lot of strength to be able to give yourself what you promise yourself.
It does, but I know what's on the other end of that.
Yeah.
And I've seen what my life is without it.
Yeah.
It's super unstructured. It's chaotic. I'm anxious and sleepy all the time. I'm drinking alcohol every weekend, every day. Like I used to get off and be relieved because I get to take a shot of Tito's.
Yeah.
I don't do that, like, and I'm not like judging anybody that does, but I'm saying
that's just something you didn't want for yourself.
A lot of shit that you do, it comes out because of a space of you stressed.
Yeah.
You eat crazy. You not eating ice cream and cake in the middle of the night because you hungry. You eating it because you wake up stressed.
Maybe me Dylan, the cake and that chocolate ice cream.
And it's like that's how you exhale. My exhaling is I just had a hard set. Like I pushed myself
through that.
I pushed myself through that. And it's like you get the same exhale after you done eating that cake. Like
that feel good.
Damn.
You ain't lying.
You get the same exhale, but it's a different feeling.
It's a different outcome too.
But I choose. I'm not in no motherfucking matrix.
Yeah.
And I was at a point in time, but I'll never go back. And I don't speak on no bullshit that won't happen to me. You know what I mean? I ain't never even in a long time said the words BROKE. Cause that ain't even in my damn, we got on my shirt.
It say broken.
Oh, my bad.
I would never wear no shit that stay broke. Are you well, I shouldn't be wearing no
my bad, I ain't seen it. But yeah, just being super conscious of what you like, even what you singing. I'm listening to some Kelly Price on my way to Louisville, 2:00 in the morning, and it's like I'm singing it. Doo-doo-doo, something in my soul ain't right. Hold on. I can't sleep at night.
Like, I slept great last night. I don't know.
Wonder when to change. Cause this shit is depressing.
But you know what's so crazy? Somebody said that the other day and was like, and we already know as being spiritually inclined, being in tune with ourselves. Like we know that music play a major part. But another reality that I've come to see is like, okay, I ain't listening to Bang Bang Shoot 'Em Up, Tupac and NBA Youngboy, but I'm listening to Summer Walker and SZA and all that heartbroken shit, and it just keep reinforcing all the shit that I went through. And it's like, listen to something positive. Listen to some fucking Kirk Franklin or something. Like, listen to something else. But
and if anything, listen to your fucking self.
Yeah.
That 20-minute drive to work, you don't gotta play music all the time. I don't either. Sometimes I don't even do it intentionally. Sometimes I just get in the car and my mind don't go to the music, and I end up getting to my destination or being 2 minutes away. Like, oh shit, I was like this whole ride without turning nothing on. Like, and it's crazy because even when you mention music, I know when my feelings is hurt by somebody I love because I start singing love songs to myself. So I'm singing that. It was like a week and a half ago, and me and my mom had got into some shit I was telling you about, and I just feel like she wasn't in my corner.
Yeah.
And I'm on my way to Springboro. I'm doing the local route, and what was I think it might have been Mary J. Blige. Boy, you stay alone.
That's my shit. You live to see a brighter day. Don't let our love just slip away. The things you do, they always make me feel like there's no one else but you. I promise you'll be true. Always share my world.
Telling you,
I'm about to play that in the car.
it brought me to like tears because it was just like I needed to hear that, but I heard it from me. Like that self-love was so needed at that time, and it's like, damn, like, and I felt so much better when I got there. Like, it wasn't like it was just like
a quick little relief,
subtle tears, just like, and it was just like sometimes you just got a bit of tension, built up, and I just, not even since then, but just I know in certain spaces, just be intentional. Like if you feel like this music is too much right now, turn it, but build that up. And people say certain shit like, they dealing with certain men or dealing with certain women or even at certain jobs. It's like, OMG, like I never seen a sign. Your intuition ain't as strong as you think it is.
Yeah.
Your discernment ain't as strong as you think it is.
Yep.
Because in 31 years of my life, I've never been in a domestic relationship. I've never been in a relationship where me and her put hands on each other on a regular basis. That's never been a thing for me. It's never.
Because I ain't going to ever let it get to that.
Yeah, like, and I was telling one of my homeboys, I'm like, bitch, ain't no woman gonna ever put her hands on me, not because she know I'm gonna hit her back, because she know she'll never hear from me. I'm not going for that,
again.
You're never gonna hear. You call the police on me and I ain't done nothing genuinely to affect you, and these motherfuckers is out here killing people of my complexion, you'll never hear from me again.
Yeah. And I go after self-worth.
Yeah, and that's where people's boundaries starts at. Your boundaries is United States of America. My boundaries is Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I believe people make mistakes, but certain shit you gotta stand on it.
That's a fact.
You did this to me.
At 32, I still, not that I haven't learned how to make people stand on their shit, but I've given a lot of people way too much space to play.
Grace. And it's like when you think back, it's like, damn, this bitch played in my face and she was still somehow able to contact me, use my resources, be able to rely on me. No.
Yeah. You
don't get half of me. It's all or nothing. Yeah. And once you play with all of me, you get nothing.
Yeah.
Ain't no coming back. Ain't no, we out of here. But a lot of people, they can't really let that like process because they stuck in the matrix.
Yeah.
They are literally on a
they not blocking it with their free will.
They go from work where they constantly thinking and whatever interacting. Then they get in their car, turn on some music. They still don't have time to think. Get home, got kids.
I don't know if you've seen this video on TikTok, but there was this white lady sitting down and she's eating, and it shows her eating pasta, and it goes to the lady next to her, and she's looking at the menu, and she looked at the lady. She's like, "How did you get pasta? Pasta's not on the menu." She was like, "Oh, this restaurant, you just have to manifest what you want. Like, whatever you want, they'll bring it to you." She's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I manifested my pasta." Like, she's like, "Okay, so," she's like, "Just ask them for what you want." So the waiter comes, which got the universe. The waiter comes and she's like, "Hi, I would like," no, she asked for French fries first. And then it cues over to showing the lady with the pasta. Then she looks back at the menu. She's like, "How the fuck did you get pasta? All I seen was French fries and hamburger, whatever. She's like, "You gotta ask for what you want." So she's like, "Okay." So she calls the universe back over, the waiter. And she's like, "I'd like to change my order. I would like the pasta also instead of the fries." So she's like, "Okay." So they come over and they bring fries. So she's like, "It didn't work." And so the lady's like, "Well, you have to actually believe that you really deserve the fries. Like, I mean, the pasta. Like, do you want the pasta?" So she's like, "Okay." She was like, she's like, "The way that it works is if you don't," she's like, "I'm just gonna eat it because I don't want to ask for too much. I don't want to do too much." She's like, "Well, that's exactly the problem. Like, you're gonna accept less than, but you have to know what you know what I mean." So she calls the lady back over and she's like, I'm really sorry, but I ordered the pasta and this is fries." So the lady's like, "Okay." So she brings it back. She finally brings the pasta. She start eating the pasta, and the shit turns into fries. She's like, it's not working. She's like, because you don't think that you deserve the pasta.
Yeah.
You think you should have just kept the fries because you was being too difficult. But you have to want the pasta. You have to believe you deserve the pasta, and you have to, you know what I'm saying? So it was just such a dope video of like how, like explaining how the universe works and like what you really be willing to accept. And I say that to say, like, I'll tell myself that I want to deal with a certain caliber of a person, but deep down inside I keep running into people of the caliber of what I feel like I deserve based on the past me, or not being able to stand my ground and actually set my boundaries.
When we was talking one time, he was like, a certain kind of caliber of man approaches me, but I'm not where I want to be, so I'm gonna shoot that away.
Like feeling like
you feel less
feeling
deserving
like staying
because
in my lane, and I feel like that's a little bit less than. Here's the thing, right? I feel like staying in my lane until my lane matches who I want. That's a different conversation rather than what I deserve, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm gonna get to where I need to be. I'm gonna have the figures, the house, the car, the financial freedom, everything, right? And when I get there, God forbid, I still have imposter syndrome of, all right, I got all this stuff, but then when it might come to love or other things or going a step further, it may be hard for me to acquire that if I'm still feeling like, am I the person that deserved that? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a difference of like, I don't want to put myself into the space of a person who have already did the work on themselves, and who already, you know what I'm saying? Like, you deserve somebody who also did the work, got where they need to go, and y'all are on the same path, opposed to picking up what I feel like would be a liability. You need another asset. That's different. Like, it's a self-worth thing. And not to say that I don't have no self-worth. It's like that imposter syndrome. Like, you think about the type of person that you used to be. Like, for instance, you know that you are a person who wants to be free in relationships, and you don't really want to be tied down. So let's say you meet a Christian woman and you fall completely in love. Now the whole idea of being free, leave your mind. Fuck it, I'm ready to settle down today. But you push her away, or you cheat, or you do these things, and it's like, because deep down inside, it's that imposter syndrome. You don't believe that you've evolved into the person, or that you can be the person that she deserves as a Christian person and meet her where she's at. You still think, because of all the shit you did in the past, that you might never change, or that you don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's another battle. That's another whole different type of mental warfare that play into so many parts of our life that we don't understand. Like, it's easy for you to set that boundary and make people understand, once you play with me, you ain't never coming back, because you already combated that type of mental warfare. Yeah. Some people, you get stuck in it, because I battle with that. I have not combated that.
Yeah.
I am still in that space where I feel like certain people be allowed to play with me, because it's like, so, dang. I don't know, that just took me down that whole, like, you saying that, it's like, yeah, because it's like, that is one of the worst things, and that can affect you in your love life, in your financial life, and anything. Like, just like the people that get on TikTok and be like, I make $500,000 a day and I'm only 20 years old. Anybody could do it. Like, that is your mindset. Stop thinking you can't do it. It's like, that is so true.
You can do whatever.
Because you tell a person that make $19 an hour right now, I'll teach you how to make $500,000 next month. Hands down. They first thought, how? Not
Please.
Me. Please, that ain't happening. It's like, but for me, I fall victim to all the little scams. I'm like, how? Because I know it's out there. I know for a fact. Like, you might get me talking a good game because my faith be a little bit too strong sometimes.
Because I like when I was a kid, it used to be like the church things. Call this number and we're gonna send you some anointed water, and this anointed water is gonna bring you riches and blessings. And so shit,
now your mom got a bill for $48 on her credit card with a bottle of fucking spring water. Like, nigga, I know you did.
I'm waiting on the blessings to come through. Like, and I'm looking through all the classic cars. Like, okay, I'm gonna get that 78. I'm gonna put some tools on it. I'm like 10 at the time. I'm young as hell. But I understood even at that young age, I can have whatever fuck I want to have.
You're gonna have that car one day, Rick Ross. Don't worry.
Shut the fuck up. But like, I always knew, like, anything I wanted, essentially, I could have. I just you gotta put your mind to it.
You do.
But as you get older, you start to unlearn things and you start to assimilate into the matrix. You start to assimilate.
And the world beats you down.
Literally.
Oh my God. Somebody was talking about that too, how kids are in the perfect space to manifest. Kids are the best manifestors because ain't shit you could tell them to convince them that what they think in their mind ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Like, shit, I'm gonna do this. I don't know what you talking about. That's why I gotta stop calling my kids broke.
I thought you said you ain't eat no ass in a long time. It's like you getting pink eye over there.
Might be that all the grease I put on my motherfucking face, that cocoa butter.
Nah, I was giving pink eye.
Nah, no it ain't.
It's only one eye too. It's only one eye too.
I mean, it's irritation.
Yeah, I bet it is. Booty call. I bet the fuck it is irritation. No,
you said you was done.
Rick was in there. I ain't say nothing like that.
But yeah, people ultimately they don't believe it. And it's like, it's like you said, sometimes it's like life done knocked you down 500 times. But when you were like 15, you was only down like 3 or 4 times. You're like, okay, I'm just keep getting up. And it's like you slower to get up. And sometimes niggas is in a space where they just stay there, like shit.
But you know what though? If you have a group of people around you that understand the power of manifestation and escaping the matrix, you gotta lock in with those people. I'm so grateful to have, I'm grateful to have the mom that I have that understands the world in a spiritual sense, the matrix, the manifesting. Like, it's nice to have somebody to share that with because a lot of people look at you like you crazy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you can manifest, and why you still work here with me making $40 an hour? Why you ain't manifested? Da, da, da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people could be so
pessimistic.
And those be the NPCs that I feel like the devil put right in your space to test your mental strength.
And sometimes they be so close to you. It don't even be the coworker sometimes. Sometimes it might be the sister or the brother or the father or the mother.
Yep.
And it's like, you like this family, like, they
y'all
like,
stuck. But that's when you also, I understood the power of, we are our own people. So I don't take it personal. Now, don't get me wrong. If it's mother or father, it's hard not to take any of that personal, which I'm glad I don't really deal with that. But anybody else is like, you got to understand that this is just, like, it's two sides of the coin. I feel like the family that we have, God put those people in our lives because the world is hard and you need people that no matter what, beyond a reasonable doubt, they're going to lock in with you and they're going to help you. That's what the family's supposed to be. But then when you also understand the spiritual side of it, is that people are just people and they all live their own lives and we always just spit out for our own experience. You can't depend on or you can't take personal when those relationships don't look how you want them to look or those people don't act the way you want them to act. Like, I'll give you an example. When something traumatic happened to somebody extremely close to me, I was so worn down by it every day, crying and sad and stressed because, oh my God, like, how could God make this happen to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? This person who's so close to me. Then I had to look at it and say, like, this is their life. This is their experience. This don't have shit to do with me. So I can't take and imprint what's going on with them and make it destroy me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understood this is their life, this is their experience, and however it come out on the infinite, it's already gonna happen. I can't do nothing to change it. And once I had that mindset, it was almost like things just changed for the better instantly. Everything was okay. Everything was good. So I say that to say, like, even if I have the people that's closest to me that don't think the way I think, I don't take it any more personal than a stranger not believing in me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like it is with, like, you your own person. Like, I don't need you just because we're related by blood to believe nothing in me or me having to cut my favorite cousin off because that bitch was so fucking weird. And it's just like another example of letting people play with you for so long, play with you, and finally you just like, yeah, you gotta go. Like you bitch, you was a demon. Like you was one of those. And at first, my feelings was so hurt. Like that's my favorite cousin. And then it just was like, that's just another person. It's just another person. Go find another favorite person. There's another person. It is what it is.
And I think people forget, and that's another space of using your free will.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I don't have to have you in my space being fucking reckless and weird.
because we cousins, or because we're family.
I don't have to tolerate you.
I'm grown now. So no, me and you don't have blood ties, but I would consider you family.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't have blood ties with, I don't know, just Kalia, KK. But those are people that I would consider family.
Yeah.
And people are, like you said, once again, that matrix. Like, this is what you're assigned.
Yeah.
This is your assigned cousin, auntie, uncle. Like,
But you still get to choose your
I
own
got
world.
uncles in my life. You know, I had uncles in my life that came and went. But they played that role of an uncle. And they might have been a coach. They might have instilled some shit in me that kept me out of prison. Or kept me from making a dumb decision that my own 7 uncles that I had didn't.
You made me think about my, I think it was 3rd or 4th grade, my English teacher. And I'll never forget the day that she handed me a journal and a pen. And just was like, this is for you. Like, I want you to start, like, writing down. And this is around the time where I was living with my dad and my stepmom, but me and my stepmom were so disconnected. And I've always been a highly emotional kid. Highly emotional, period. Like, very highly intuitive, everything affected me so much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of those just overly emotional people, but also very in touch with myself. And I don't know if the annoyance of the things that was going on at home would start showing in school. Like, I feel like I was a space out kid. Like, I feel like she would see me just spacing out, and she just would know. Like, and when I say she was fucking beautiful, Nigel, she was tall and slim and light skinned, and she had the most beautiful long hair, a black woman, light skinned black woman, and she had a mole right here on her face, and everything about her just embodied the type of woman that sometimes I'll be feeling like, this is who I'm learning to be, like soft spoken and intelligent and patient and kind. And she was just so beautiful. And I'll never forget the day she walked to me, she just handed me, she didn't say nothing, she didn't make it a thing, she didn't do nothing, just, this is for you. For me to just start journaling.
Yeah.
For me to just start speaking out. And it was like, that was the first time that I felt like somebody seen beyond anything I had ever said, that just seen me. Like, she was one of those people, like how you said you had uncles who wasn't really, like that was that person. All it took was that one moment for me to be like, and for the rest of my life, I never forgot that lady. And I believe that we can definitely create our own, whether it be unintentionally, whether it be intentionally. We do not have to stick to the people that God assigned. We do not have to. We don't.
We don't. And yeah.
I always wonder, I can't even remember her name. I just know she was in Robert E. Lee Elementary School in Virginia, Petersburg, Virginia.
Robert E. Lee was the head of Confederate.
He was a slave owner. You know who taught me that? My dad. One
And
day
they
walking
named
past the
school
school,
after
and he was like, "Yep." He was, well, you know,
Virginia was
is
the capital.
It's Common Road. Hello,
Yeah.
but I remember we was going past the school, and my dad was like, "Do you know who Robert E. Lee is?" I was like, "No." He was like, "He was a slave owner." Like, and so my dad, he just I love my dad. He's just always been that type, like very, very like informative and very much like structured and very like in the summertime, whatever grade I was going to next, every morning that I woke up, he would sit down and have me do like 2 pages from math and reading for that next grade, like to prepare me. Or he would make me read the newspaper in the morning time, stuff like that. Like, my dad was very structured. Very.
Yeah, that's good.
That's who I thought about earlier when you was having a conversation with me upstairs and saying, like, you know, looking for structure and stuff like that. And it's just like, kids is not always gonna like it, because I hated it. Like, I just want to go outside and play with my friends. But growing up and realizing how smart I was and moving to different states, I could have very well been held back going from one state where their education requirements is different in another state. But because my father always kept me on my toes, kept me smart, that's one thing I eventually started taking pride in, is having a structured education. So yeah, eventually, we don't like it at first, but we love it later.
Figure that shit out. You figure out that it was good for you.
It was always good for you. I wish he would have went harder and taught me financial stuff, like the things that he started learning later. Because that's my goal for Nova. Like, I'm going to sit Nova down at 9. You're going to learn financial literacy. But I'm going to try to make it fun. But you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You're going to learn something. You're going to learn trading. You're going to learn stocks. You're going to learn something. And you're going to do something.
Just simplicity of like, one of my favorite quotes is, lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten.
Woo!
Because, yeah, you can tell a motherfucker till you blue in the face, save your money.
Yeah.
Save your money.
They got to learn.
But they have to learn.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows how to balance.
Yeah.
Take your income minus your bills. You got $400
Save,
left
spend, and
over
invest.
2 weeks. Okay, I have $100 to spend. I have $150 to spend each week, or $175 each week to spend, and I can save $50 for a rainy day. But some people be like, shit. They do the opposite.
It took me so long to get to that space that now that I do save, I would say I save about 55% of my checks.
Yeah.
I live off the bare minimum of my checks, and I've gotten to a space where if I don't have it, I just don't have it. I'm just not moving. But that's because I used to be so bad at that.
And it's like now and it's like even with that, that may be a bit extreme, but you want to find.
I'm not playing.
I'm saying is that you might have been so bad at it for so long, and now you went to the extremist. Mm-hmm. But you're gonna find the balance.
Yeah.
But you would rather be extreme than
I would rather
latter.
be extreme right now, yeah, because
than the latter, yeah.
It's like, and I learned not to do it to a point where it's so extreme that I have to start inevitably digging back into the saved money. Like, fuck it, I gotta take this money from here. Like, I've learned to really this is what you have. You just ain't going out to eat this week. I know you like Cheesecake Factory, you just won't get a lemon drop this week.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, but that's because I have a goal now. It's like, I feel like we at that age where it's like, yes, we have time, but time is sped up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, we got time. We only 32, but it's like we also don't have that much time to play around. Like, my daughter is 7. By 7, I thought I would be in a house that I own, and my car would be fully owned, and she'll have $100,000 in savings. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I set all these goals for myself, and I'm not too hard on myself, but it's like the things that